Well, Henry, the big story in the world of weather tomorrow will be the heat. We have a heat advisory and a weather impact alert to tell you about. Also, the rest of the flooding in some of the rivers down to the south, and also Tropical Storm Bertha. We'll start off with the heat and a weather impact alert to tell you about. This is for your Wednesday, running from 12 until 8 p.m. That's during the peak heating of the afternoon and the early evening. We're expecting a very high and hot heat index, above 110 degrees in many locations, and the hottest day we've seen so far in San Antonio, most of South Texas so far this year. So you're going to want to stay hydrated if you must be outside. That heat index is going to be in the shade, and the sun is going to be even hotter than that. Right now, not too bad outside. It's a warm evening out there, that's for sure, after a hot day. We're down to 88 degrees in San Antonio. Factor the humidity, and it feels like 91. East winds are at 3, so we don't have much of a breeze to cool us off. Dew point tells you how much moisture is in the air. It's at 67, making that humidity 49%. So the humidity not all that high, but we do still have that heat index. Humidity forecast over the next week or so is going to stay on the muggy side in the 65 to 70 degree range for the most part. So that's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. And we're going to keep those temperatures hot. So expect feels like numbers to remain hot. But it is the middle to the end of July, so that is expected this time of year. We're at 93 in Pearsall and Cotulla, 87 in Hondo, 83 Kerrville. The cool spot is Bernie at 79, 85 New Braunfels, Seguin at 90, and Gonzales 88. But the feels like temperature is Bernie instead of 79. It feels like 81. Because of the dry air, it feels like 92 in Pearsall and Cotulla, 1 degree shy of the actual air temperature. But it does feel hotter in Del Rio with a feels like number of 95 degrees. Here's the heat advisory. All the counties shaded in orange, including Bexar County, south and eastward, including the I-35 corridor for all of the afternoon tomorrow into the early evening. Here are those river flood warnings for the Frio River and also for the river down to the Nueces. The Nueces expected to crest late tonight, the Frio late tomorrow night, but both will remain above flood stage for several days, so we'll keep our eyes on that, that's for sure. Dry air is up above. That's denoted by the black color on the water vapor imagery. There is Tropical Storm Bertha in the northeastern Gulf right now, packing winds of 60 miles per hour. Here's the latest from the National Hurricane Center, moving to the west at 6. So it wasn't moving last night at this time. It is finally starting to move now. Barometer holding steady for the most part at 995 millibars, and the forecast track takes it right along the northern Gulf Coast, clipping New Orleans there where tropical storm warnings are in effect, and eventually moving further inland over South Texas. And now it looks like the track has shifted a little further south, so closer to San Antonio. The good news is it's going to be likely a remnant area of low pressure because it needs the water to strengthen, so we're not anticipating a whole lot out of that storm, maybe a couple isolated showers and storms into the first part of the weekend. Hour by hour forecast shows mostly clear skies tomorrow morning, a bit more cloud cover toward the coast and some patchy fog. Temperatures in the 70s into the afternoon, mostly sunny, highs in the upper 90s and low 100s. Heat index again over 110 during the afternoon. And we'll do it again on Thursday, mostly clear or mostly sunny in the morning. Highs or temperatures only bottoming out in the low 80s for many of us. And then into the afternoon we go. We get some clouds rolling in ahead of that tropical storm or tropical depression, depending on what it is when it gets here. And temperatures ending up in the upper 90s and low 100s once again for the day on Thursday. We'll stay hot through the 7-day forecast and the rest of that 14-day too. Tomorrow, 78 to start in San Antonio, 90 by lunchtime, 100 the daytime high, mostly sunny in the afternoon. And there's that weather impact alert for your Wednesday. We cool off a couple notches down to 98 Thursday, 97 on Friday. And there's that 20% on Saturday. If the storm does get a little closer, Bertha at least, might have to bump that up to 30 or 40%, but not a lot of heavy rain anticipated, so don't be concerned about that. And then we dry out for most of the rest of the forecast with highs in the 90s. Nate is back with sports right after this short commercial break.